I decided to create Credit Fixrr business. So now you're able to actually onboard your clients. You can add up to 3 or 4 VAs to work on the credit files, to actually send out your dispute letters. We also have Credit Fixrr Academy because education is very, very important.
Damn.
Yeah.
Doing a lot, man.
Bro, by the time this comes out, we're gonna have Credit Fixrr merchant services.
Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode.
All right, guys, we got Khabir here today. We're going to talk credit, and we're going to talk about your journey from Compton to DC, man. Can't wait. Thanks for coming on.
Man, it's an honor to be on your podcast, bro.
Absolutely, man. I've been seeing your stuff, and I really think what you're doing is helping out millions of people. Credit.
Thank you.
For sure, especially witnessing what you grew up in, right? Those people that don't have access to information like that. Right. It's massive that you're providing that now.
Yeah, man.
Even me, though, I grew up, middle class, and I didn't get taught about credit growing up at all.
Yeah, neither did I. I didn't learn about credit until, I want to say, not college, after college. I got my first credit card in college, like right before college. Like I was late adolescent, so 18.
Yeah.
But when I think I was like 25 when I really got into credit. I tried to get a home and had bad credit, or I thought I had bad credit. I just didn't have any credit, and that was the issue. And so for me, like I tried, getting my credit fixed, right? Yeah. And I fell into the trap of, one of these credit gurus who charge you like $2,000, $2,500 to, fix your credit for you when you only have like inquiries that need to be removed. But because you're ignorant, you think it's more than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could just remove those for free yourself, right?
Oh, yeah. Now you can call in and get them removed.
Yeah.
I'm sure back then you could have as well.
Yeah, I've used quite a few of those, and I had no idea if they worked or not.
Yeah.
Some guy put a fraud alert on me. I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
Man, I got a crazy story about that, but
yeah, there's some shady people in that space.
Oh, in the credit space, there's a lot of shady people, and that's why credit repair is considered high risk, business, due to like all these shady, quote unquote, credit gurus who you really just take people money.
Yeah, I'm sure they get a ton of chargebacks, so that's considered high risk.
Exactly, and credit card companies and the sponsoring banks don't want to deal with that.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's really one of the reasons why I created Credit Fixrr.
Okay, yeah, so talk to us about Credit Fixrr. What makes you different from other credit repair companies?
Yeah, so Credit Fixrr, I built Credit Fixrr with the vision of empowering consumers with the knowledge, the tools, and the resources to fix their own credit. Because like me, like many, I was ignorant about credit. I didn't know anything about interest or any of those things. And so, like most people, you run into these credit repair gurus that charge you these exorbitant amount of, fees to fix your credit. And once I learned how to fix my credit, I started my credit repair company, and I was the opposite of that. I only charge people $500 to do it, right? And so I ran into a lot of problems because, like, even having a credit repair company, like, you have to manage all of these clients depending upon how fast you're scaling and how many files you have to deal with. Yeah. And so for me, being a software engineer, that was like my profession. I worked for Boeing and Google, and mainly Boeing and other private companies. Yeah. Right. And so I had that skill set. And so I bring that up because, like, when you're a software engineer, you think about scale. How can you scale? And, like, manually doing these things, these credit files. And at the time I was copying and pasting, people's names into different Word files, right? And pasting them, right? Their accounts. So you had TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. And I would have to manually copy these things before I even knew about softwares that were out there, right? So I was manually doing these processes in my credit repair company, right? Yeah. And so once I got to the point where I was like, man, this is a lot. I was like, this is not scalable. So I said, you know what? Let me create this automator. That's what I called it at the time. And basically, it would just take your negative accounts and your name, and it'll automatically put it in a PDF generator and print it out for you. So, and that's how I actually started. And so I created that, and that got me, that got me pretty far up until, it didn't, right? And now I was like, oh, wait, are there softwares out here that do this? And I went and looked, and there were softwares out there. So I was like, in software engineering, there's something called DRY, do not repeat yourself. So because there were softwares out there, I was like, all right, I'm just going to use that. And so I used the software, but understanding like continuity and, intuitiveness in software, I didn't see that in the credit repair softwares that were out there. So I was like, man, this stuff is trash. Like, let me go back to the drawing board. And, it took me 5 years from the time that I created that automator to build, to launch Credit Fixrr.
Wow, 5 years?
5 years.
Making software is no joke then.
Yeah. So this started in 2016.
Wow. So you really had a game plan, because most people wouldn't want to wait that long.
Nah, not at all. Like, the way it's funny because I was still obviously working for companies, private companies, and what I would do is, because I had this vision and I wanted to create a software, I would go to work, get off at 5. I would spend time with my family, and then around 7:30, I would go into my office and work from 7 to like 2 or 4 a.m. in the morning sometimes.
Holy crap.
For 2 years straight.
Damn.
2 years straight. That's what I did.
80-hour work weeks.
Yeah, literally.
That's wild. So that's the sacrifice people don't see on social media.
Literally, they don't understand, But I had a vision, and Nipsey Hussle, like his music helped me, get through that.
Love that. Yeah, because you grew up in Compton, so he was probably a huge influence, right?
Man, absolutely. So I'm from Compton, but I went to school in LA, and I lived in the Crenshaw district as well. So I went to Audubon Middle School. Fun fact, me and James Harden went to the same middle school.
Damn.
Yeah.
Was he nice back then?
He was a year younger than me.
Okay, so you didn't see him play that much?
Nah. And then he transferred out the next year. But he was nice though.
Okay.
Yeah.
What type of role models did you have at that age? Like, did you have some positive role models?
I actually did. I had family members who, gangbang. Yeah. But, they kind of kept me away from that.
Okay.
But, yeah, man, I had the minister. I had, I'm a Muslim. So.
Wow.
Yeah. So the minister was a major influence on me. But I had my dad. I had my uncles. Different coaches. I was an athlete. So, that really helped me. That kept me out of the streets because I was actually a fighter.
You'd like to scrap?
Oh, man, I would say I had about 30 fights before I finished high school.
Holy crap.
So that was like, I actually had to go through anger management in middle school.
What was the win-loss on that?
I lost my first fight.
Okay, so you're 29-1?
29-1.
Damn.
That was my first fight.
So you were nice.
I got hands.
How'd you lose the first one, though?
Funny story is, there was this older kid. He was probably like 12 or 13. He's about 12, I would say. I was about 9, and he was messing with my best friend at the time. And so I go trying to defend my best friend and, talking to him, cussing at him. And then he goes and tells his auntie. And so I'm living in Compton at the time. I'm young. And his grandmother comes and knocks on our door. Yeah. And she tells my dad, hey, my grandson want to fight your son. And my dad was like, cool, come outside. My heart is racing, right? And the whole apartment complex come out and they're watching. Yeah. Man, and the guy steps to me. He's bigger, stronger. And I just fall. I didn't even put up a fight.
I mean, 3 years at that age is a lot because that's like fourth grade versus first grade. I mean, you're going a lot at that age. 2 inches a year probably, so.
Yeah, man, I'm skinny. I was a very skinny kid. So,
damn. So your dad just sent you off to the slaughterhouse.
Yeah, because my dad is like, man, like you don't be afraid of anything but Allah, and he said it's not, my dad taught me, he said, it's okay to be fearful, but it's not okay to not face your fears. Like it's okay to have fear, but it's not okay for you not to try to conquer your fear. So that's kind of how that stuck with me. Right. So after that fight, he talked with me. It was like, yeah.
That's powerful. And you also got to back your talk too.
Yeah, for sure.
So you probably learned that day.
So I learned to shut up.
I love that.
Yeah.
Were you pretty shy, reserved growing up?
I wasn't. But I am, like, to be honest with you, I'm more of I like to be in the background.
Yeah.
Like that, I feel so much more comfortable being in the background. I like to allow other people shine.
Okay.
Like I get happy when other people are successful.
Right.
You know, and that just gives me joy. Like everybody having a good time. Like if it's my birthday, I could care less about it being my birthday. I would rather have people enjoy their time, you know, around me. You know
Dude,
what
I
mean?
feel that. Because when I have my birthday dinners, I care more about if other people are going to enjoy it than myself.
Bro, I know that to be true because you invited me to your event like a couple months back, bro. And like you were just making sure everybody was good. Like you were taking photos with everybody. It was like, you're good. Like I was like, man, I never met this guy, but he has a good little vibe. So
that's the mindset I have because I know it'll come back to me too. I believe in karma.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm always just putting out good energy. I'm not out here trying to scam or do anyone wrong because that comes back to you, dude.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't think about when they're doing mischievous things.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I've never met a scammer that long term they kept all the money.
Nah, it doesn't happen.
It's fleeting, man. It's super fleeting.
It's very, very,
yeah. So
very
you got to
so.
change that mindset. But so how old were you when you left that environment?
I moved from Compton when I was 10. I actually moved to Vegas when I was 14. So I finished school in Vegas.
Okay. And was that a family financial decision to move to Vegas?
Yeah. My mom definitely wanted to get me out of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So that I could, she always knew I was a very smart child. Like math came easy to me. You know, it was just so easy for me. Like I did it just enough to get a B because I was an athlete as well. I played baseball, basketball, football, and I was pretty talented at all of them. But, you know, school was just boring to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just did it enough to get a B and then, you know.
School was so boring, dude.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, I ended up making it to college and everything. So
wow, you graduated?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
College you graduated?
Yeah.
Dude.
Bachelor's in computer science.
Okay.
From Morehouse College in Georgia. Shout out Morehouse.
That's impressive, man, because a lot of my guests don't make it through.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? I often say, like, I would rather my children, I can't say that. College, I think, is cool, like, but life teaches you more, like, experience teaches you more than theory.
Right.
Right? Because you got, like, business instructors or business instructors at Harvard that just teach theory but don't even own a business.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what got me, dude. My marketing professor had 4 failed companies and was teaching, which is fine. Like, don't get me wrong, I've had failed companies, but I'd rather learn from someone actively in business than an 80-year-old that had failed companies 30, 40 years ago. What am I going to learn from that?
Because there's so much that you learn that you don't understand in theory. Like, you have to actually experience it because things change in business. You have to understand, like, your summer, your winter, your falls in business. Yep. Like a lot of people quit because it's the fall right now for your business, not realizing that your spring is coming for your business. And you got to understand those different aspects of your business. And for me, man, there's been some slow months, there's been some amazing months. But now there's been times where I wanted to quit. You know what I mean? You know, especially when I was developing the software, seeing other softwares come out, I'm just like, damn, should I even continue doing this? I'm staying up at 2 a.m. in the morning, 4 a.m. in the morning, trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah.
Like, all right, when I'm finished with this, is anybody gonna even purchase the software?
For real.
Yeah.
There's a mental side of entrepreneurship that's not talked about enough.
Yeah.
I've had those same thoughts, dude. Quitting, great months, even with this podcast. Some months are amazing, some months are really slow.
Yeah.
But you can't put all your eggs in one basket too.
Yeah, no, you can't. No.
I've learned that in crypto, man.
Oh, you
I got wrecked.
Really?
Yeah. Did you have any moments where you lost everything?
With Credit Fixrr?
Just in general, like all your money or...
Nah, I've never lost everything, but you know, I've been in positions where I was at the top. Like, for instance, when I was working at Boeing, I was probably making like $18,000 a month.
Wow.
Yeah.
At Boeing?
At Boeing.
Damn.
I was a hacker for Boeing and a software engineer for Boeing.
Hacker?
Yeah.
What does that do?
So essentially we were hacking all the CEOs. Boeing paid us to hack the CEOs within Boeing.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, because when you're dealing with so much information and data, you're responsible for that.
Yeah.
And so if your password is literally password.
Wait, Wait, you saw someone that did that?
Oh yeah, we had plenty of CEOs that their password was either their daughter's name or their birth date. Like, it's like, dude, like, nah. And so it's funny because I would go into their office and I would just, fix their BlackBerry.
Yeah.
Right. And I would put tracking software on there and keyloggers.
Yeah.
I can see what they're typing. Yeah. And
wow.
Yeah.
And they paid you to do that?
Yeah, Boeing, because they're trying to secure their company.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Are you interested in coming on the Digital Social Hour podcast as a guest? Well, click the application link below in the description of this video. We are always looking for cool stories, cool entrepreneurs to talk to about business and life. Click the application link below, and here's the episode, guys.
They're in the news a lot lately. Have you been seeing that?
Yeah, what's funny is when I was there, I remember when Boeing was like trying to rush these 787s out. They're like, we're behind schedule. And they were competing with Airbus.
Okay.
Airbus was just pushing out planes and we were behind. And so a lot of the other companies who were purchasing Boeing's planes were just saying, you know what, we're going to go with Airbus. So I can understand now why they were skipping steps, because that's the issue right now.
That's crazy. And you can't do that in business because now look at the lawsuits.
Oh, yeah.
And now they're going to lose so many customers.
Yeah.
I mean, they're probably losing airlines, like entire airlines as customers.
They are. Delta is really going with Airbus, and I actually flew Airbus here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was great. First
You fell asleep, you said.
I did.
Yeah. And you sold the credit to, that's what I like about you because you're always networking. I love that.
Yeah, man.
The girl next to you were talking to.
It's amazing. Credit Fixrr really just sells itself. Once people understand what Credit Fixrr is about and what it's for, who's it for, and like all the different verticals that Credit Fixrr has within it, like they just fall in love with it.
Yeah. So is the $500 a yearly payment? How does it work for Credit Fixrr?
So Credit Fixrr has, So Credit Fixrr, the foundation of Credit Fixrr is to empower consumers, right? And so we started out creating a software that specifically for credit DIY users. So we created a DIY platform. And so that is $49 a month. And then we also have a family plan which is similar to like a phone plan, to where you can add 3 friends or family and they can also fix their credit themselves. And that's $99 a month, right?
Wow.
And so once I finished that, I created Credit Fixrr Business. Now, Credit Fixrr Business allows credit repair companies to actually fix credit for their clients. So you remember those softwares that I was using to fix credit for my clients that I didn't like, that weren't intuitive intuitive. I decided to create Credit Fixrr Business. So now you're able to actually onboard your clients. You can add up to 3 or 4 VAs to work on the credit files.
Yeah.
I even went as far as creating Credit Fixrr Mailer, which is our own mailing service. So you don't even have to leave the comfort of your home to actually send out your dispute letters, first class or certified mail. And we're working on priority mail as well.
Love it.
We included ChatGPT in the platform. We also have Credit Fixrr Academy because education is very, very important for our vision and what we want to do with Credit Fixrr. And it's foundational to our vision. And so we have Credit Fixrr Academy. We got Credit Fixrr School that we're about to release.
Damn.
Yeah.
Doing a lot, man.
Bro, we got it. By the time this comes out, we're going to have Credit Fixrr Merchant Services.
Holy crap. So you're going to be doing payment processing?
Absolutely. Like Stripe.
I know the owners of Deposit. Have you heard of that one?
I have. With the Y?
Dude, they're printing. I mean, with a Y. Yeah, they're printing, man.
Yeah.
If you get into that and you land like 100 big accounts, I mean, you're set for life.
Yeah.
You get a % of every sale.
And tell me, so in that, see, I understand these things. I do a lot. I read a lot, actually.
Yeah.
And so I'm reading, one of the books that I'm reading right now is the Bezos Letters. And Jeff Bezos is he's a brilliant, he's probably a savant in business.
For sure.
Yeah. And so essentially Jeff Bezos, he would write these letters to his shareholders, which he calls share owners. And so every year he would write them, telling them about the business, how the company is going. And so an author would compile these end of the year letters that he would send, and he basically understood that he had like 14 principles, and And he broke those principles up into 3 phases: build, accelerate, and scale.
Yeah.
Right. And one of the dopest chapters for me is the flywheel principle. It's under the build stage, right? And essentially it talks about how, and this let me know, like, man, I was on the right track of what I'm doing, because you have Credit Fixrr Business, Credit Fixrr DIY, Credit Fixrr Family, Mailer, all these different verticals within Credit Fixrr. And it's almost like a flywheel, right? And so if you notice what Jeff Bezos has been doing with Amazon, he has, of course, you got Amazon stores, you got Audible.
Yep.
He acquired Whole Foods.
Yeah, Whole Foods.
You see? So what he did was, and his vision has always been like this. I think he wrote this particular letter back in like 1998, I want to say.
Damn, that was when I was born. That's crazy.
Man. So his vision has always been there. And like, you know, for me, like credit repair is what we're solving. Like, I mean, that's one of the problems that we're solving with Credit Fixrr.
Yeah.
But for me, like, I had to go from being a CTO to a CEO. So that's why I'm like studying like these different CEOs in the space, because I have to think on a different level.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm not a credit repair specialist. You know, I have people on my team who are, right? But my vision is to empower every individual who chooses to want to understand and fix their own credit to use our platform. Right. And so for me, like understanding how to be a CEO, how to run a company, how to keep and continue to grow my vision and scale it has been very, very important for me. So that's what I've been doing for the past like couple years. This year rather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's smart because you're treating it like an umbrella. So you got a lot of different companies, but it's all the same industry almost.
Yeah.
You're serving almost all their business needs.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I like that, man. Because now you could fix their credit, get them a payment processor, eventually do banking maybe or something.
Yeah. I
see the vision.
I even, we're about to release a white label and co-brand of Credit Fixrr. Yeah, that's
like go high level type stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, those guys are crushing it.
We already acquired 2 white label customers.
Nice.
And we haven't released it yet. And so
that's gonna be massive. I gotta see the software, man.
Yeah, man.
Sounds super useful.
Yeah, I would love to have demoed it, but you know, I understand.
Yeah, like, we could take some B-roll and add it in.
No doubt.
Yeah. And I think people need this. So when you look at someone, what type of credit score are you aiming? Because you hear 800, but is that necessary to accomplish what you need?
An 800 is not necessary. It looks amazing though to have, right? 850, 800. I mean, 850 is as high as you can go.
Yeah.
You know, funny story is like when I got my credit fixed, right? I got 150,000 in personal credit with a 680.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
That was 5 years ago.
Damn.
Yeah.
680 is not even like that high.
It's considered good.
It is?
Right.
Okay, wow.
A 680 to 740 is good credit.
Yeah.
Excellent is above that.
Got it. So you really only need high 600s then.
Yeah, it depends on the bank, right?
Yeah.
It depends on the bank. And honestly, your credit score is not that important. Your credit profile is what's important. And see, a lot of people there like, I need a 700, I need a 700. No, you really need to understand how to structure your credit report, right? You need to understand like what the banks are actually looking for.
Right.
And that's why the educational portion is so important. See, people our ignorance is our biggest enemy. And that's one of the reasons why like knowing how to fix your credit and knowing about having financial literacy is so important. And that's why I don't get so caught up on, you know, just a credit score.
Yeah.
You know?
And it seems like there's so many credit gurus on social media and information about how you could get to an 800, and that's what people obsess over.
Yeah. Yep.
But there's a lot more they need to know than just trying to get an 800.
Exactly. And that's how they get you.
Oh, yeah. I get the videos. I get ads daily for credit repair.
Yeah.
Every single day, man. These guys because their margins are so high, they could just afford to be spending ads, buying shout outs and all this stuff.
Yep.
I mean, they're charging $2,500 to fix a report. Their cost is probably, what, like $200?
If that.
So, yeah, they're making over 90% margin.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy.
To me, it's sickening, honestly, to feed on people's ignorance. They know people don't know, they know people don't care to know. They just want better credit.
Yeah.
They understand their pain points and they just go for it. Like, hey, I know you want a 700. I can fix your credit. Even though you don't necessarily have a credit problem. You might have a utilization problem.
Right.
So you probably might need a trade line to bring down that utilization that you have, or you just need to get you another credit card that would allow you to bring that utilization down. And now, honestly, that was like my issue. I had one credit card I think the credit card was like a $1,500 credit card, and I utilized, I want to say, 1,100 of that credit that credit limit.
It's like 80%.
Yeah, and it dropped my score down.
Yeah.
And I had a late payment, and I want to say like 8 inquiries because I was applying for things and they weren't, giving me the credit.
And now there's people charging for trade lines, or charging for credit card applications, all this stuff. It's crazy, dude.
Right.
They charge a percent of the credit limit they get you in funding.
They're going to take 10%.
Yeah. So if they get you $100K, they take $10K just for applying.
Yeah. It's wild.
Takes 5 minutes to apply.
It's wild, man. And I try not to like diss anybody in this space,
Yeah, it's easy to go down that road. I try to do the same. I think karma will come for everyone, but there are some other credit myths I want to talk about. So are there more than 3 credit bureaus?
Yeah, credit bureaus. Credit bureaus is the quote unquote term for credit reporting agencies. And yes, there are, I think, over 1,000 credit reporting agencies. Now you have 3 main credit reporting agencies, aka credit bureaus. That's TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. But there's some underlying lesser known credit reporting agencies that actually collect information on consumers as well. And essentially, the 3 main credit bureaus, we'll call them credit bureaus, they purchase that information from these smaller or lesser known credit reporting agencies that they can, determine whether you actually owe a debt or own the debt. And so that's how they pretty much, qualify you.
And why are all the scores different on each one of them?
So you have different, that's because they can't talk to each other. These are actually privately owned companies. And because they're privately owned, they can't share data about you. It's like Facebook buying information from Netflix. Everybody found out that they were selling the information to each other. That's actually illegal to do.
Really?
Yeah, because you didn't approve of it.
Right. Your information should be kept on that platform.
Exactly. So unless you allow them to share with third parties, then it's not illegal. And so, where was I going with that?
The scores are different because of that. They're not allowed to share information.
Right. So they're supposed to collect that information and report it every 30 days individually and can't share that information. So a lot of times what they do is they will buy that information from or purchase these smaller, lesser known credit reporting agencies.
Got it.
Because they have all that data.
That makes sense. When it comes to consumer rights, where can people get more educated on that part of the business? Yeah,
so you can go to the CFPB. You can go to Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's where all the laws are housed, written by Congress to protect consumers. You got the FDCPA that deals with collectors or creditors directly. You got the Gramm-Leach-Bailey Act. There's so many laws that protect consumers that we don't know, right? And, essentially these credit reporting agencies, if they're going to report information about you, which you never gave them permission to do, right? You never called them and say, hey, TransUnion, you can, report this information. And so it has to be 100% accurate, complete. And that information has to be like that across the board, right? Otherwise, it must be removed.
Wow. Yeah. So that's what... With like hard inquiries and late payments specifically, that's where that kicks in, right?
Yes, correct.
Got it. Yeah, because sometimes these guys be coming at you, man. And they're like, how'd you get my info?
Like, even when you apply for credit, if you didn't receive any benefit from that application, then they have to prove that you applied for it, right? They have to prove that you actually received something from it.
Right.
You can... I'm no credit repair expert, like anymore. Like I used to be a quote unquote credit repair expert, so I understood all the laws. Yeah. So I won't act like I can speak to it to that degree. So I won't. If you didn't receive nothing from these inquiries, like you can get those removed.
Even if they deny the credit card?
They deny it, yeah. Get it removed.
Some people keep those on and they'll have like 10 hard inquiries for 2 years they last, right?
Yeah, they have to prove that you applied for the credit.
Yeah, so they need your IP address then.
Not necessarily.
I love it. Well, dude, where can people learn more about this? And do you have any mentorship or coaching?
Yes, so we have a Facebook group right now, the Credit Fixrrs. We actually have our own Credit Fixrr Academy. So you can sign up for Credit Fixrr Academy where you can actually learn. We have tutorial videos. I'm not sure if you've ever seen Udemy.
Yeah, I've seen Udemy.
So I actually built it out like that.
Okay.
Because the vision for that is to also bring other financial educators to actually put their content in there as well.
Yeah.
But we have a wonderful team, Lucia, who's she's our credit expert, and she's putting more and more new content in there. So you can go there. That's within the Credit Fixrr platform. So you just go to creditfixrr.com. That's credit, FIXRR.com. There's no E. So we have that. We have a webinar. We have webinars. We have a Credit Fixrr challenge that we're launching again.
Cool.
Yeah. So I mean,
we'll link it below.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, we'll link it all below, man. Any closing words or messages you want to get across?
Yeah, man. You truly have. Where's the camera?
Right here.
Right there. You have the power to take control of your own credit. You don't need to pay anybody to do it for you. I mean, obviously, not everyone wants to fix their own credit. And that's part of the reason why I created Credit Fixrr Business. So I'm not taking anything away from some of these great credit repair companies, because there are some legit credit repair companies out there. But, you know, Credit Fixrr is there to empower you, empower your family, your legacy, your future, to have this knowledge. So when anytime your credit goes bad, you know exactly what to do to fix your credit. And you have a tool to do it, leveraging Credit Fixrr. So I'm really honored to be on your podcast, bro. You've had some great people come through here. Yeah, man, I'm just honored to be on.
Thanks a lot, man. You shared a lot of value today. Thanks a lot. It means a lot. Awesome, guys. We'll link everything below. If you need some credit help or you know anyone that does, please click the website. Otherwise, see you tomorrow.